So exponential growth is what many people in the traditional world, not this world, but many people in the traditional world are scared to death of exponential growth. Why? Their first exposure to it was in the tech and telecom bubble, and that ended badly. Investors were flocking. That was the time to say, wait a minute, the technologies are not ready and the costs aren't low enough yet. This can't happen. Today we're saying, hey, the technologies are ready, the costs are low enough, and you've got investors not running into these technologies, but running away from them, which, by the way, I've learned from very early in my career. If everybody is looking in this direction and thinks this is the way it's going to work, and you see evidence building, data building, suggesting this is the way it's going to work, you're going to make a heck of a lot of money. So we believe—
How long do people have to keep
5 years is our investment time horizon. We believe these technologies are going to scale in the global equity markets from $8 trillion now to $210 trillion by 2030. And if you want to see the building blocks for this, go to ARK Invest and you'll see the building blocks for that $210 trillion number. The last 20 years, 22 years, have been characterized increasingly by a shift towards passive investing and benchmark-sensitive investing. Why is that? It is because of the tech and telecom bust, and then again, 08, 09. And many people saw these benchmarks, the passive indexes, doing better than investors who actively manage their portfolios. Well, this was part of a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you have the pendulum swinging towards these benchmarks and towards passive, they probably will outperform. But if we are right, and for the first time in history, we have 5 innovation platforms, 14 technologies, the seeds of which were planted more than 20 years ago, all ready for prime time now, all ready for exponential growth opportunities. What that means is the traditional world order is going to be disrupted. How? These 5 innovation platforms, they are going to impact every sector, every industry, sub-industry company.
Meantime, you keep talking about Tesla, which of course makes us think of Elon, and so the question is, do you think that he is qualified to run Twitter, which we know amplifies, accelerates propaganda, misinformation, and also outrage? How bullish are you on what he's going to do with it, not just as an investor, but as a user?
So we are public now. We did invest as he took it private. We're very excited about he believes in vertical integration, and I think he's thinking about a super app like WeChat Pay. Remember, he started in the payments industry, PayPal. He sold his company to PayPal. He and Jack Dorsey working together, I think, could turn this into a super app, like a digital wallet. So you do all your banking there. Maybe there's something they're doing with Cash App. You do all your shopping there. You get your loans there. It's your bank branch in a pocket. I think they have a good shot. And one of the reasons, as I've watched Elon, he truly believes in vertical integration. That would be a magnificent vertical integration. And remember, he already has designed and is manufacturing the ultimate mobile device. He knows how to do this. He knows how to do this.
But does he understand how to do social media? Does he understand how to do outrage and deal with the reality? People are quite concerned as users about a kind of darkness seeping into Twitter that is there, but maybe not in the amount that it will be based on what he's been saying. Yeah, what are your thoughts about that as a user?
I think the darkness was in their opacity, Twitter's past. Like, we didn't see the algorithms and how they were working and what they were.
So you think it's going to make it more transparent?
Of open source, transparent. This generation, we know this. We built ARK on top of transparency and true democratization. They want the transparency. The 5 major platforms right now are, one, we used to call it DNA sequencing or the genomic revolution. Now we call it multiomics because we're not just talking about DNA, it's RNA, it's proteins, it's, biology is extremely complex. This is going to, we believe, bring about cures for disease. We're already seeing it with CRISPR gene editing in beta thalassemia, sickle cell disease, ATTR. These are cures. And one of the companies in our portfolios is sure that they will have the answer, meaning cures for diabetes, which is one of the biggest costs in the healthcare system around the world today. So multiomics, robotics, which we don't think is going to replace jobs as much as increase the productivity of human beings, especially collaborative robots that are covered in sensors. Energy storage, so electric vehicles, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence training costs are dropping, according to our estimates, by 60% per year. The breakthroughs in AI are astonishing even us. We expected, for example, computer programmers to increase their productivity with AI. So again, truly disruptive. And then the last one is blockchain technology, which, if you think about the internet, many people say to me, oh gosh, that's where, we were in the tech and telecom bubble right now. We beg to differ. Blockchain technology basically is providing us what the internet was lacking when we didn't understand that it would involve commerce. So we use our research. The screen for our portfolios is not a backwards-looking index. That would defeat the purpose of investing in the future, right? The screen is our research, and we give it away so that our clients and others can understand why we're investing in these technologies, why we think they're so important, and why they should get on the right side of change. This is part of our mantra. Many people think they are exposed to our kinds of strategies, the disruptive innovation with NASDAQ 100, for example. They are not. If you look into that index, which you find FANGs, NVIDIA, good company, Tesla, we own the last two, but we have not owned the FANGs for quite some time in our flagship strategy. And if you look down below in the other 50% of that portfolio, you'll find food stocks, you'll find brick and mortar retail, you'll find utilities, you'll find energy. You know what? If people want innovation, they should invest. Someone should provide them with innovation and not a hedge. Their advisors can hedge, or they themselves can hedge. You can hedge with cash as well.
Electric vehicle sales globally were up, I believe it was 62 or 64%, while gas-powered vehicles were down about 7% globally. So the electric vehicle shift is underway. Consumers want electric vehicles, a total cost of ownership cheaper. So last year, there were 7.7 million electric vehicles sold around the world. We think that number is going to 60 million in the next 5 years. Now, the consensus estimate is that it's going to only 20 million. So there's still a big gap between where we are and where the consensus view is. That 60 million, we believe, will account for 75% roughly of all vehicles sold in 5 years.